Yehoah, Sefasai Tiftach, Ufiagit Hilasecha. Today is a great day. My dear friends, those of you who have been supporting me, who have been sharing my material, and most importantly, who have been supporting me financially, you should know that the reason we have not yet succeeded, the reason that we're not yet famous and having conversations, the most important conversations around the world, is not because you are supporting a cause not worthy of being supported. It isn't because of meritocracy as commonly understood, that which most people want will end up doing best. It's because out of every 1,000 people in the world, 2 people have more power over every aspect of how we live and even think and feel than do the other 998. I view that as a terrible thing. So, that 2% which controls everything is very, very much going out of its way. I'm not famous yet, no reason to try and assassinate me, I hope they won't. But they're going very much out of their way to ensure that these words don't get out. It's not upon you to put them out. I apologize that in the past I've phrased it as though it were your responsibility. But there's no reason for me to think that you can do it better than I can. It was a mistake on my part. I'm just explaining to you that the cause is just. The cause is just, and you are my friends. Now we're going to talk a little bit about religion, specifically Christianity. Before I do, I have to say a word to Jews. Dear Jews, I have an odd perspective about you. My perspective is that religiously I'm not allowed to leave you behind. Religiously, my movement can't only be addressed to whomever. So far, by the way, half of my supporters are Jews, half are not Jews. And I suspect the only reason that half are Jews is because I come from that world. Obviously, I encounter many more people from that world. So I don't really see a reason, writ large, emotionally for myself, to think that reaching out to Jews is something that I either want or that is likely to be productive. Nonetheless, you'll see I've been reaching out to Jews and being considerate of Jewish concerns and considerations to a very high degree. Not nearly as much as anybody would like, of course, but to the degree that's right. But my error is that I'm supposed to actually be friends of yours. I'm supposed to care strongly about you. Let me tell you my personal issue with that. You recall when Moses, Vayigdal, he grew up, he went out among his brothers, and he saw that one of his own people, one of his brothers, was being beaten. And so he hit the person who was beating him, killing him, burying him in the sand. He went out later on, and there were 2 Jews fighting. And he said to them, Russia. He called the guilty one a Russia. Why are you hitting your friend? And together they ganged up and agreed and said to Moses, who made you? Sorry, I have a bit of an audience now. That could be a little distracting. I'm recording a video.
Yes.
Okay, you want to be in the video?
Yes.
Assalamu alaikum. This is Ahmed. Did you go snorkeling yesterday? You went?
No.
You didn't go?
No.
Do you want to borrow my goggles?
No.
You want the goggles, right? The snorkel.
Oh, yes.
You went?
No.
Not you?
No.
Do you want? I can get for you.
Okay.
Yeah?
Okay.
Okay, so guys, I'll be back in a second. Let me just get him this. Did you? Hi. Assalamu alaikum. Did you go snorkeling yesterday? Did you go with the goggles?
Yeah.
You went. You did not go. Okay, one second. Dakika. Hey.
Thank you.
You go Hadayom?
Oh, okay.
Hadayom, yeah?
Oh, yes.
Okay, so Bokra, I will see you, but
Okay.
no knock. But Bokra, I see you to get back.
Okay.
But today, Lil or Yom, and you go, yeah?
Okay.
Fantastic, amazing, amazing. Okay, bye-bye.
دي
ها؟
الزرقاء دي شنطتك الشنطة دي
Yes.
دي
No, not mine.
مين؟
No.
لا مفيش استوديوهات الا هو استوديو 7 بس.
شكرا Mohammed. You want to say hello?
يس
Hola, a video. YouTube.
يوتيوب.
YouTube. Salamu alaikum YouTube.
السلام عليكم يوتيوب.
Yeah.
يس
This is my friend Habibi, right? Habibi Mohammed. Good boy, very good boy. And his father, Baba, does all of this, right? Baba is the gardener for all these beautiful flowers right here. Shukran. Very nice. It's funny, they were asking if the... anyways. Okay. So what was going on? Right, I was talking to Jews. Here's the thing, Jews. Here's the thing. You see the kind of person that I am, right? You know, these people, they work very, very close to the beach. And yet, to go to the beach, they still have to pay, same as everyone else, between $3 to $5 just to go down to the beach and snorkel or see the beautiful waters and all the rest. And that's insane. That's very expensive for them. I found a way to go down for free, which I use as well, because I am also of limited means. So, but they can't afford a snorkel. A snorkel is like $10. Now, it's extraordinary for them to live here and to be here in this horrible heat. That's why I'm wearing this. Earlier, I tried speaking with a cap outside, and the shadow was too great. Couldn't see my face. So I don't know if this works better, but I'm hoping that it does. Works as headgear and as keeping sweat out of my eyes and to a little bit the sun out of my eyes without putting too much of a shadow, we hope. In any case, nonetheless, I have no issue with wearing it, so why not? Yeah, so it costs $10. These guys, they're allowed to leave their place of employment for only a few hours a week. That's it. And when they do, they're not going to spend $10 for, they don't know what snorkeling is. It is extraordinary. If you know what it is, you'll spend the $10. But anyway, I'm still got an audience. But anyway, $10 is the equivalent of a week's pay for some people. So I've been trying very hard. Yeah. Huh? What, the turtle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
For what? No. Everything good, very good. Yeah. Enjoy.
Okay.
You don't have to watch. It's okay. You want to watch? Tarakum. I'm saying that you don't have to watch me making the video. If you want to, you can. It's okay. But I'm just walking around this area making the video because it's so beautiful, because Muhammad's father does such a good job.
بتسمعنا معك يا عم.
Oh, okay.
بيقول ايه؟
Okay.
All right. So the fellow there, one of them, you can tell which one, but I won't say. But one of them, realizes that I don't demand the respect that other people usually demand. And while he doesn't disrespect me, he doesn't actually respect me. I might say salam and he might not respond, whatever, at least for a while. And one time it appears he even put, in Godfather style with the horse head in the bed, a dead a bird, a dead crow's head, cut off, decapitated, right outside my door. So I would step on it right outside my door. Well, it's possible he didn't. I didn't witness it, but nonetheless, I discussed it with him, etc. It seems that was probably what happened. In any case, but nonetheless, I really push upon these guys to go snorkeling. It's not a big deal. I'm not afraid of him or anything else, and he's a good guy, and we spoke afterwards, we're fine, etc. But Jews, when I lived among you, I spent thousands of hours visiting people in the French hospice who are dying right outside the old city. I fasted for months. I did everything I could to try to help you in all your things. I risked my life speaking up publicly against Shimon Peres, someone who's not unknown for punishing those people who's embarrass him publicly. Sorry, we're going to get sidetracked. The point is, Jews, your society failed me. I think it's correct to say that anybody who knew me would have a hard time denying that they didn't match me in Torah, Avoda, or Gemilus Chasadim. If they knew me anyway. And yet, because I can't believe things that are ridiculous, and people weren't willing to make allowances for my ADHD, at least to help me find something outside of their group, even if I can't be within them because they have a whole bunch of criteria that you must believe, whatever. But the fact is, whatever the concern is, your society failed me. Here I am, turned 48, Shabbos Nachamu, single, broke, perpetually single, perpetually broke. Some of you, depending who's watching this, but some of you know that at the age of 20, I rescued a person from Pidyon Shvuyim. He was going to be murdered on Hitler's birthday. Rav Chaim Pinchas Scheinberg told me, I'm makana your olam haba. I'm jealous of your world to come. Rav Chaim Pinchas Scheinberg told me personally. And the amount of money that I raised in order to save him, a very complicated story that's interesting, etc., but the amount of money that I raised to save him in 1996 is more money than I've ever owned in my whole life. I take care of your nebuchs, and I take care when I can, when there's something that I can help with among the non-nebuchs as well. I just won't be swayed to follow the powerful or the majority. That's it. Now, I'm not claiming that you guys control the whole everything. No, I'm speaking negatively about the elite, the 2 in 1,000 who have more power than everyone else. Jews happen to be above average in capacity, so maybe they're a little bit overestimated, but I'm not talking about them at all. I'm talking about Orthodox Jews, Haredi Jews, serious Jews. The fact that I could go through my entire life broke, unknown, unmarried, no family, unheated. Not that I've been trying to get heated until just 2 years ago. That's a tremendous failure on your part. The last few decades are not a failure. I've decided to live in self-imposed exile from you guys. Because you have to read Navi. There's no other option. But as of a few years ago, I got involved, and I felt like I can't leave you behind. Not allowed to. Moshe Rabbeinu would have liked to leave the Jews behind. He did leave the Jews behind when they said, "Who made you a minister and a judge over us?" Moshe ran away. They informed him to the Pharaoh. He had to run for his life. He didn't want to go back. And later on, when he was forced to go back by God, he didn't really forgive them. Neither did Joseph. My full name is Moshe Yosef. Joseph didn't 100% forgive his brothers. That's why you have the same terminology, Hatachas Hashem Manochi, Elohim Manochi, when it comes to Yaakov and Rachel. Again, I'm talking to Orthodox Jews at this very moment, but we'll get back to friends and Christians. You can be all three, or at least 2 out of 3. Anyways, your society is not worth saving. Now, I'm supposed to reach out to you, but I don't know which one of 2 ways. On the one hand, I'm supposed to reach out to you when I speak to the klal, when I speak to the public. I should be speaking b'lashon raka, with love. On the other hand, it seems that perhaps I should be speaking to you as a taina, saying Yishbot Yahovah Beini Uveinechem. And I am saying that if that is the right way. If speaking differently, if Lama Asisli Kach V'Kach, being able to address you as a community, not you as an individual. You as an individual are the person this doesn't apply to. But to address the Frum community, I've looked into it. If there's somebody who could represent them, that I could have this conversation with them. Haven't found somebody. But Yishbot Yehoah Beini Uveinecha. Look up the first time it was said. The context is relevant to the ongoings in your country, in Israel, in our country today, every single day. So I apologize, I don't really know how to speak to you. I can speak to my friends very clearly, and I can speak to outsiders, everybody, general people, very clearly. You guys, I kind of feel like you're supposed to make a few apologies, a few amends to me, before I join. In any case, I don't know the exact approach with regards to that, but I'm telling my friends that the fault does not lie in our message. The fault lies in the fact that the top 0.2% of the world have so much power, and even though they don't understand me, there's a few of them that do. There's a few individuals that I could name who I know watched my videos, who communicated with me afterwards, and who then took action, communicated with me through sock puppet accounts, and then took action to limit my ability of being seen in various forums. People worth hundreds of millions of dollars. Famous guy, famous name. But the thing is this, what's really fascinating is that these people, these few who run the world, they are cowards. They worship mammon, they worship money so much that money is the easiest way to try to overcome them. My difficulties with making money, as well as my moral difficulties with making money, I find that literally any way that you can make money involves doing something wrong to society. Not that making money itself is wrong, just that we're running capitalism wrong. The Bible is very clear on many of these details. So not making money, I still believed in meritocracy. I thought, sooner or later it'll break through to the right person. But people are cowards. Even if I break through to somebody in that small percentile, is he willing to really get him or herself kicked out by helping us out? So the answer seems to be, for right now, money. Yes, I'm asking for money, which is awkward a little bit, but it shouldn't be too awkward. I'm saying first of all, of course, you'll have my personal appreciation. That goes without saying. But it's not a means of influence. I cannot be bought and sold. A woman once told her husband to go shout that at me because she was upset about which person I allowed to lead the services in temple, because the person didn't have a nice enough voice for her, and other aspects relating to that. And he spat in my face publicly, and he said, I can buy you and sell you, a guy worth hundreds of millions of dollars. That's what I do. You work for me. How do you not ask us? How do you not take into consideration what my wife and I want every single time you make a decision as rabbi? I just can't be bought and sold. It seems that he can be bought and sold, and she can be bought and sold, because somebody did actually sell them, and they're both now in prison. I can't be bought and sold. Obviously, I know that you're a friend if you're contributing monetarily to me. And as a friend, of course, I will take what you have to say in much greater consideration than what I would take someone else. That's because I know you're a friend. That has nothing whatsoever to do with the money. The money is your decision if you want to make a big change. So, here's your lesson for today. A rabbi in Egypt wearing a keffiyeh, trying to help Christians understand something that those Christians that follow me, not necessarily all Christians, but those who follow me, I think will find this very interesting. I find that many people who follow Christianity they have a hard time, they have to believe it was magical. The fact that Jesus was born, God was born into the Jews, because these people usually regard him as very much God, was born into the Jews. It's some kind of magic. We don't get it. The Old Testament, I guess we got to go along with it, whatever. The fact of the matter is, of course, Jesus' religion was 100% Jewish. His religion was 100% Jewish. I'm not saying that everything it says about him necessarily in the Gentile Bible is either accurate or that necessarily would be considered pro-Jewish. I'm not getting into that right now. I'm saying that overall, Jesus' religion was only preached primarily to Jews. People did come from further abroad, but he was basically only preaching to Jews, and who were his society, and as far as he knew, it was Judaism. There's so much that I want to tell you right now about misunderstandings in the New Testament, but I can't do that. We're sticking with one very important point. A very, very important point. There are many of you who've been asking me to try to understand some of what Jesus did and some of what Jesus said, based on understanding the religion that he came from, the religion of the Jews of the Old Testament, of the religion that I have, thank God, inherited. Here's something I came across that blew my mind, and I think you'll find it very interesting. Just as with the fellow whom I rescued from Chechnya, after having gone to all of the leaders of the world, truly, the head of the CIA on kidnapping, the chief rabbi of Israel, the actual most important rabbi of Israel, who's not the chief rabbi, all of the great Jewish leaders and non-Jewish leaders, and they all failed to take it upon themselves. I felt I had no choice as the grandson of 4 Holocaust survivors to do everything I could to save his life, and he was released with the help of God on the first day of Passover. So too, I feel like I have no choice at this time but to bring this reckoning to the world. Whether the world sees it or not, I'm doing my part. So thus concludes part 1 of the reckoning. In part 2 and 3, which are shorter, we talk about Jesus and the adulterous woman, where he is accused of saying that the law of Moses is too strict, and how in fact he was the one who was following the true law of Moses, and how the people, the rabble, even realized that he was the one who was correct and they were the ones who were wrong. Again, this has nothing to do with theology. This has to do with a necessary reckoning for the world at this moment between all of us and each other, and all of us and our Creator. Part 2 premieres tomorrow at 5 p.m. Israel time, Egypt time, Jordan time, which is 10 a.m. in New York, 7 a.m. in the West Coast, and 9 p.m. in Thailand. We have people in other countries whose time zones I don't know who are likely to be watching this. But that's when it premieres tomorrow at 5 p.m. and then part 3, the conclusion, on Friday at 5 p.m. So it's all done before Shabbat, before the Holy Sabbath. May God show us his favor and open our hearts to actually taking an honest reckoning. As we read from Isaiah 2 videos ago, please come, let us discuss this, for if not, we shall all eat the sword.